104.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
It's time for the Roula Ryan round, table round, going round the table, round.
The table.
KRBE.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick,
Yes.
we're talking about the Mount Rushmore of sports
For Houston.
For Houston.
Andre John, I forgot Andre was with the Colts for a year in Tennessee for a year.
Oh, yeah.
So he didn't do only Texan football.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. It's kind of like Olajuwon. You forget that he would played with the Raptors.
Oh, one season.
Didn't count.
I know, but I hate that when they just
I
go for
know.
one.
Yeah.
Well, they had to because they moved him out. He was like, I can still make some money somewhere.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Super Bowl 58 is happening in Las Vegas. Maybe you didn't realize that. Have you not
How'd you
watched
not know
anything? And it is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. Usher is the halftime show performer. And all these years that we have heard about Super Bowl and how it's the biggest broadcast around the world every year, so many viewers. It's like, 112 million people watch this and 105 million people watch this. Are we being duped by the numbers? Well, I've always thought this really in general when it comes up to big numbers, but especially the Super Bowl, and especially after having been in Vegas 3 weeks ago to see the sports book of one hotel, the numbers are wrong, and we'll never really truly know the numbers, because if you are a family of 4 and you have 8 people in your house, Nielsen doesn't know there's 12 people on your television. Nielsen has a calculation to estimate how many people are watching from the demographics of whatever all their algorithm says. But what they absolutely cannot know is the exact number of people standing there watching it at the millions of screens in the 62 different casinos around America that are all
Or
watching
parties
this.
at your
and
house?
the party, if you have 100 people or you have 10 people, they don't know
It's
that.
an antiquated system.
So the number that we get, just think it was actually more than that, but they will never put that on black and white paper.
And people will watch it, on their phones. Maybe they can know that way. Like if you go to the Paramount app, I guess it's CBS, right? They're doing the game.
Yeah, if you, how do you,
we get
how do
Tony
you
Romo.
stream it?
I was going to be hating on him. Last
yeah.
time he was there, he had a pee dribble.
Pee pants.
Oh, you guys will not
I
let
feel
that
like you
go
are
in
the
that
only
program.
ones that
No,
keep
No,
that
I showed
relevant.
up in my time hop. That was
Literally,
3
you
years ago.
It's
It was
gonna-
3 years ago. Never wear khaki if you got to pee.
Watch what's going to happen Sunday on your TikTok.
He'll be
and
wearing
everything,
dark pants.
Instagram, you're going to be seeing that all over going, I bet he won't wear those khakis again.
Nope. Little dribble stain.
Poor guy.
I just remember all the
Ew.
comments. He got trolled so hard. People are like, Tony, you should have given a few more shakes.
And I like Tony. I don't know why
Ew.
people really hate on Tony Romo.
Do they really? I think he's good as a
But that's just
commentator.
wrong.
But I don't have any emotional connection to his time as a Cowboy quarterback
Right.
that burned me. So I'm like, I enjoy listening to him. It's fine.
Jim
I think
Nance,
he's good.
Houston's own.
Oh, yeah.
This is awesome. It's
Although I
great.
find it surprising that someone with prostate issues would make fun of another man who happened to have a little accidente.
What does that mean? Every man on earth. You're lying if you say that you've never had a pee stain and
just
you're
said
a
you have
dude.
I'm not
Chances
saying that I've
that-
never had it. I'm just saying
You're
poking
fibbing. I didn't
fun
troll
at
the guy. I'm
someone.
just
No,
reporting
Instagram
the
does
story.
it.
You
Instagram.
both are trolling him.
I'm not trolling him.
I'm just telling the truth.
Yes, you are.
No, I mean,
Instagram is gonna be all over
I
it.
did
You're
not
both
post a
trolling.
comment or anything. I just sat back
Ryan was
and
not
read
the
all
one
the
who put
destruction.
Ryan did not take a photo of him at
No.
halftime and put it up there for the world to see.
No.
But
I
you're
didn't-
talking about it.
You
so
said that
you're
he should have
bringing
shaken it more.
Yes.
No, I said that's
So
what the
that's-
trolls were saying.
Oh.
You said your time
sources
hop came
say.
up. If your time
No,
hop
it's
came
not
up, that
sources
means
say.
you posted
Go
it and your
look
time
at the
hop
pictures
came up.
online.
Actually, the sources, if you have one, you would know that you should have done that.
What?
What Ryan just said.
Give an extra shake.
Anyway, my problem is I don't need to reduce Tony Romo to a bathroom situation.
Right. No,
I'm
Tony
just saying.
Romo is a sports commentator now who was a former professional
I'm sorry, but if you have
football
140 million people watch you and that's what happened, that's what you're known for.
It may not be right.
Goodness.
And I'd rather have that than what happened when he screwed up against Seattle and he screwed up the field goal kick there and they lost
I don't
the
even
game.
know he did that.
Exactly. You know that more than that.
I just know he dated Jessica Simpson and you broke a picture of her because you were so mad at her.
I forgot about that. All I could remember is the pee stain.
Yeah, Jessica
Oh
Simpson.
my
I forgot
God,
they
you
dated.
guys. For those that don't know their Roula and Ryan show history, when Jessica Simpson was the girlfriend of Tony Romo, the Cowboys quarterback, and they were not doing well, Eric was so mad one Monday morning after the Cowboys lost that
I
he came
remember
into the
this.
studio or into the office and he broke the picture of Jessica Simpson because he was so mad at her for distracting his quarterback.
Yep. See,
You're that guy, Eric. You're that guy.
Travis Kelce, that's why he's a pro. he's got Taylor Swift, and look at him, he's playing better than ever. Tony Romo that year, he played terrible.
Taylor's
So
magical.
because Taylor's got this massive talent and Jessica didn't,
I guess.
No, I said
No,
she's
I'm saying
magical.
Travis was more of a professional.
He kept it together.
I guess that's true.
He's really good this whole week. Have you been watching him?
No.
Like people are trying to get him to sing and stuff, and they're trying to say he created a fade haircut.
The shape up that he has, he's like, no.
No, he
He's
did
like-
not create that.
Can I
He's
tell
like,
you
no, I
guys
did
that
not do that.
every Super Bowl week is the anniversary of me not knowing I'm on TV with Tom Brady, and my family will send me a screenshot of me because when Super Bowl 17 happened here at Minute Maid Park on the field was media day, world media, just roam around and talk to all the players. And we're talking both players, and Patriots and Falcons were just walking around with their lanyards on, and that's when I met Zach Karras, and I was like, "Oh, are you Greek?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "Oh, which team? Oh, you're Patriots? Oh, you're a rookie?" He's like, "Yes, first year." I go, "Wow, what a great team to join." And when it was time for Tom Brady, there were so many people around Tom Brady because they have these podiums, and they only pick 6 people that are noted from the team. So one was Bill Belichick, one was Danny Amendola, one was Tom Brady, one was Julian Edelman, and so there's tons of press, world press around Tom Brady's desk, and you can't even get to him. So I was in the way back. I go, come on, there's no chance I can even get a question. So what do? What do I know for, Eric? I just shimmy.
You find your way up. You're in that
just
back
shimmied.
corner. I remember watching it live on the
just
NFL
shimmied.
Network.
So there is a round metal bar that goes around the player, and all this press was up against the bar, and I came around the side, and I go, well, I'm just going to stand right here on the inside of the bar, and nobody told me to move. And I didn't bother anyone. I just stood inside the bar. But
That's
what I
the
didn't
key.
know
Act like
is
you know what
I
you're
was in
doing.
the shot.
You're over his shoulder, the left part of his shoulder is Roula.
I'm just
photobombing.
holding my phone up, recording him, and I'm just
Like, don't
Sam.
scratch
I'm in
your
the
nose.
background like this, and then my family in Chicago is sending me screenshots. Oh my God, you're on with Tom Brady! It was just me and Tom Brady in the shot because of where I was standing, and they didn't move me. And so I always get this. You have to. That's why you have to have your resting smile face.
Yeah.
Because when you're listening to somebody, your face isn't smiling. Like you won the lottery.
But that's true.
So I'm just have my phone, and there's me and Tom Brady.
If you're in entertainment, you have to be on all the time. You've got to be happy. That's the only chance people are going to get to meet you or see you. We communicate for a
Which is
living.
tough for them. No, they're always supposed to be on.
No, they have to be
on
if
all
they
the
want to.
time.
If they want to keep making $100 million or whatever it is they're getting. But I was
But
saying,
your cheeks do start to hurt after you smile for too long.
Absolutely.
From now until we go to break, everybody just start smiling. Whoever's not talking, see how bad. Even if you're in the car right now, just start smiling right now. Just don't stop smiling. See how much your cheeks hurt.
oh,
Keep going.
Ryan's
What were you
smiling.
saying?
okay, so it's interesting you say that because a new research report indicates that 93% of our communication is nonverbal, 55% body language, 38% is the tone of your voice, and only 7% of your communication is actual spoken words.
My cheeks already hurt.
You look like the
I
Joker.
don't like
You
smiling.
guys can see us in here because all of us look insane.
Well, he's recording it, so he could just do that part. How do you talk when you smile? I feel like
People
a
can usually
ventriloquist.
hear the
I feel
smile
like
in your talk, Eric.
I'm being held ransom right now.
See, all of us are
There's
kind
not
of
a
making
gun held to my
scary
head.
faces.
We're
We're
over smiling, I think.
yeah, because now you're frozen smile face.
Amy Schumer did a bit called The Smile Coach, and it's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Where can you see that?
Because she did not smile enough, apparently, and her team found her, for real, a smile coach, and then she wrote a bit about it and put it on her show when she used to have the Amy Schumer
I feel like if you smile
show.
too much,
You look fake.
or your cheeks makes you fatter.
It's
the
gonna
apples
fatten
that
your
you're trying to
cheeks.
say.
They don't make you
Eric, I
fatter,
smile
Eric.
a
Don't give
lot.
people
That's
a
why I don't.
compliment.
Is my
I'm
face
saying for
look
me,
fat now?
that's why I don't like to smile.
No.
You'll never see me like my teeth. I won't go.
Why?
I just feel like
Yeah. Don't be insecure.
So you don't
show your
Apples
teeth
in
when you
your
smile?
cheeks.
if I lost, not really. Look at the photos. No, I was just gonna go like this.
So you're being self-conscious about the apples in
I
your
think
cheeks?
that's- That's weird. I can't. I screw myself up, then I overthink it, and then I screw up photos all the
And
time.
now you're going to put that in somebody else's head that didn't need that running
myself-
negative reel. in
Enjoy
their head.
those
you do
fat
you.
cheeks. I love mine.
Yes,
I
the
lost like
apples in
10
your
pounds.
cheeks.
The
No,
little
because
tell-
whatever makes you
as you get
comfortable.
older, you lose the fattiness in your cheeks, and
You
that's what ages you.
lose
So you should be
elasticity.
happy if you still have the apples in your cheeks.
These are bourbon cheeks.
Drink
Oh,
your collagen, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get the nose.
Every
Where's that
morning.
bloat?
If you drink too much, you get the big bulbous nose.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Like
it.
old alkies, they have the giant noses. Look at the guy, the lead singer of Motley Crue. He's been drinking for 50 years, and he's got a huge nose now.
Or it's like the texture of your skin starts to really
Porous.
get really weird looking. Because
Yeah.
I've definitely seen that. I was on a plane ride for a long time with a guy who
For my
drank too
story,
much.
I was going to do
that.
National Pizza Day, guys.
Oh, nice.
Number one food ordered for the Super Bowl, isn't it?
No,
not?
meatballs are.
Pizza.
That's the number one. What was that one? Because pizza was one and meatballs was the other. It was a weird stat. What was that stat you did yesterday,
Oh,
Sam?
man.
Yeah, what was your stat?
Meatballs.
It was meatballs because I even talked about it for weekends
That
with
was
Roula.
the number one food for the Super Bowl. I think
Yeah.
pizza is ordered.
The number ordered food.
Yes, but meatballs
is
was
preferred.
like yes,
And
it's
most-
preferred.
Most search recipes for
Weird.
Super Bowl, number one is shrimp scampi.
Really?
I've never been to a Super
Not
Bowl
a
party.
dip recipe.
Do you have the shrimp scampi?
Have you ever been to that?
No.
Followed by chili, meatloaf. Meatloaf at a Super Bowl party?
What?
That's really
No.
That's really
Meatball sliders, sloppy joes, goulash.
Goulash.
What the hell's that?
It's like
type of-
which
It's
is
not
tomato
something you'd
based,
ever eat.
like a thick, stewy, soupy, cabbagey thing.
I have never been to a Super Bowl party where they had goulash.
I'd be like, goo bye.
Is this a?
And now here's a moment with Eric. Goulash. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, coming up next, we want to take your calls at 713-390-KRBE for Believe It or Not. You tell us a story that sounds unbelievable, but it's true. We'll hear from you next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
Believe it or not, the stories are true. Don't even let anyone try to book you. Either you could be dead, nearly chopped off your head. Roula Ryan Show. Believe it or not, Eric's not a Muppet. Maybe just Kermit, Oscar the Grouch.
Hi-ho.
All right, 713-390-KRBE. We want to hear from you for Believe It or Not.
Okay. I have Emily is up first at 713-390-5723 in case you can't do KRBE fast enough because your phone doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And let's hear what she's got. Hi, Emily. Good morning.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Good morning. Share with
All right.
us.
You're the first story for Believe It or Not. Let's see if we believe you.
Okay, well, I'm just going to, do I just tell you the story and then y'all tell me what you think and I'll give you the details?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Sure.
So I ran over and paralyzed Clint Dempsey's wiener dog.
Clint Dempsey, he's the...
From
He's
Dynamo?
soccer.
When I looked
Dynamo?
him up, he's the... If you look him up, you'll go, oh, yeah, I
So
remember he
Clint-
was famous. He played for the Seattle team, I think. That's what I
And the
asked myself.
USA men's
Well,
team.
Doesn't
never
he's
for us.
from Texas. Yeah, he went to the World Cup several times and played for the USA team and was like
Says
a big
Nacogdoches.
deal.
So you
It's a
accidentally
big deal.
ran
How
over
did that
a
even
dog.
happen?
Yeah. Where did you find his dog to run it over?
I went to high school in Nacogdoches, where he's from, and I was actually dating his older brother.
Whoa.
And they lived, in the boondocks on a lake, and it was nighttime, and I was leaving the house, and I backed up, and the dog had got out and out of the house.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was so hardcore. They ended up having to take the dog, to A&M, and I'm pretty sure it ended up, on wheels. The back two legs were on wheels.
Oh, wow.
They survived.
God.
They gave him
That is
wheels.
So awful.
Yeah, but at least, they
Yeah,
were
he
able to
survived,
save his
though.
life.
Did you offer to pay for
It was
it?
No, I didn't. But it was really heartbreaking. The sound of hitting that dog.
Oh,
Okay,
No more, no
okay.
more, no
Killing
more.
us.
Okay.
You are killing us.
We already got the
Emily.
picture.
Oh my gosh. So did they
Yeah.
hold you responsible? Did they never want to talk to you again?
No.
Did you continue dating the older
No,
brother?
They were so sweet, and actually, it was his sister's dog. They were so sweet, and I was so apologetic, and I offered to help, and whatever I could. I was in high school,
There you go.
Okay.
but it ended up living a long life. But it's
Oh, that's
definitely
good.
been a story to tell. Yes,
A dog with wheels.
Wow.
Hey, did you go to SFA?
I sure did.
Yeah. Axum Jacks. That's where I lived in Nacogdoches
know.
for
Yep.
many
That's
years.
your place.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
It's a small world, but
Emily,
there's a lot of us
man.
out there. But
Yep.
there's my story.
Cringe.
So if we ever interview
You remember
Clint,
that
we'll ask him,
sound?
what's the name of the dog? What was the dog's
Oh,
name?
yeah. Do you know the dog's name? I hope you do.
I don't remember the dog's
God,
name.
that's even
poor
insult
dog.
to injury.
I remember her brother, but I don't
know.
remember the dog.
Yeah.
How much longer did you
Yeah,
date the
no, I
Clint
don't-
Dempsey's older brother after you nearly killed their dog by mistake?
Well, we stayed friends for a long time. We're actually still friends on Facebook, but yeah, we didn't date for
That
much
ain't your
longer
friend,
after that.
honey.
Yeah.
Friends on
Yeah.
Facebook ain't your
I
real
don't-
friends.
And I don't think I ever went back to their house. I was like, nope, not happening.
We're
I
done.
can't blame you.
Yeah.
It's a trauma.
No.
I got you. Well, thanks for sharing the story, Emily. You have a great day. Happy Friday.
You're welcome. Y'all too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
I
didn't
believe
know.
that story. Nobody would want
I was
to.
shocked that I didn't know Clinton was from Texas.
I didn't know that either. But he's
That's the most
huge in
unbelievable
soccer.
part. of the
That's for
story.
me. That's a unbelievable part. 'Cause I
Nacogdoches.
thought he was more of a. I thought soccer players are more from like East Coast or something.
Yeah, I thought he was definitely East Coast.
or California.
I
some
joked
reason.
that we will sick the Siwanawa on you if you don't call me with a good believe it or not story.
I don't even know what that is.
It's time for the Siwanawa to come out.
What is that?
Irvin's going to tell us. He does our digital from behind the scenes. And we were talking about this man who called Believe It or Not one time, who said there was a woman that was on the side of the road. And when the guy picked her up and took her to this house on the porch and left her there,
Oh, I remember this.
the next day the lady was like, I don't know what you're talking about. That lady died years ago. I don't know who you're
That's
talking
like
about. You
Large
left her
Marge
here.
from Pee Wee Herman.
So then we come around somehow to this Siwanawa story about some woman who wants to get drunk men all possessed or something.
Yeah.
Irvin, what's
That's-
up with the
that's real?
Siwanawa? What is this?
So I first heard this story. I think I was around. It's like Salvadorian folklore. Like every. I would say every Latin country has like their own like Mexico has
versions?
like La Llorona. Yeah, like different versions.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, like wait, where's the chupacabra from?
I don't know. I just have heard of a chupacabra and we don't
I've
know
heard
what
of
That's
that
more of an
before.
animal. That's more of an animal. This
Yeah.
thing is
Like a
thing that
chimichanga.
takes men and
Chimichanga is not the same as the chupacabra.
this takes men and like they think they're with a beautiful woman, right?
Yeah. So this version of that is essentially Salvadorian. It takes place in El Salvador, like it's very woodsy over there. So I first heard this story when I was with my dad at a quinceañera. I was like 11 or 12, but I was still like super scared of scary stuff. So like. They were all like trying to scare, like we were all in like a group of our cousins, so they were all trying to like scare us. So
Oh,
basically,
you know when the cousins get together.
Yeah.
Trouble's a brewing.
Yep. So they got
Stories are coming out.
They got to scare you guys.
Yeah.
What's the story?
So the story is it'll be typically a drunk male in El Salvador, and typically it's everyone's walking around. So you're walking home from the bar, right? So you're walking home from the bar and you start hearing music. Or like a whistle or a lady singing. It varies.
Okay.
So if you're intoxicated, you're like, what is that sound? I want to follow that sound, right?
Right. It's like Ariel.
Like
the
signs
siren
are
Little
like
Mermaid.
calling.
Yeah.
When she's walking along the beach.
Yeah.
So you fall under its spell?
So you want to follow the sound of
yeah.
the singing lady.
You follow the sound of the singing lady, and it leads you into the woods, typically near a river. You end up by the river. You see the back of a beautiful woman washing her clothes in the river. She's washing her clothes. She's completely naked, washing her clothes by the river.
Nice.
And you're, as the man, you're thinking like, oh my God, like
It's on.
It's on. It's happening.
She's washing her clothes naked, which means I am going to sleep with her.
Yeah.
She wants
Essentially.
me to
Yeah.
sleep
How
with
is
her
it
because
on?
she's
Because
just
one plus
doing her
Back is to
housewares.
you. How are you thinking it's on?
Well, 1 + 1 = 2.
And also,
You know,
he's
not
drunk.
Unless she
They're
consents.
And it's a naked lady when the guy is drunk. And
we're
then
woke
what
then,
happens?
Yeah. And so basically the man would go up to the woman and she instantly she has the face of a horse. You look at her, she has the face of a horse. She is but her hair is beautiful. Like a horse head.
Okay,
Like
from
a
the
horse
back
head.
looks like a human head, but
That's
the
a
front
difference
is the
there.
the horse head, okay?
And then she transforms into like a bigger version of that and she eats you. And she literally like eats you.
And what's the lesson? What's the lesson here? Like,
Yeah, what
lesson
is the
is-
lesson? Don't get drunk and walk home?
Don't
The
follow
lesson
your-
is don't
assault women.
don't assault. Don't think that you could just walk up to women and assault them. Don't walk home intoxicated
By yourself.
But I mean,
Don't let your wiener do the thinking.
yeah.
Well, Myra has a Siwanawa
Wow.
story too, Irvin.
Really?
For those just tuning in, that's Irvin who does our digital here at KRBE with the Siwanawa. Myra, welcome to the Roula
Horse
Night Show
face.
for Believe It or Not.
Horse head's different than a horse
lady,
face.
horse lady Siwanawa. Do you have the same type of description of a Siwanawa? You said your dad has a Siwanawa story?
Yeah, well, it happened to my grandpa, my dad's dad, and it's kind of this. We're from Guatemala, so Central America.
Uh-huh.
My great grandpa, I guess he No, I'm sorry. It's my dad's dad, so my grandpa. They used to ride horses, whatever. He used to drink, and he was coming, home from a bar, like the same thing, drunk. And, he saw a lady, and, So,
means he saw a lady, and they were going to get it on, okay?
And then, he took her, and when he got on, he said he started to feel cold. And then all of a sudden,
sorry.
Wait,
you
he got
roll that
on.
back. You say he took
got on
her
top of her?
and
Is it a corpse?
on. What?
So the lady got on the horse with my grandpa. And my
on the
grandpa was
horse.
riding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My grandpa was riding a horse. So then she started laughing, the creepy laugh. As soon as she turned around, it was the ugliest woman ever. Ugly and long hair, long nails. But they say that she goes away with silver. So my grandpa had a machete, and he took it out, and then she just started laughing, and then poof, she disappeared.
What?
She disappeared?
So
How much was he drinking?
The way I'm thinking of this, Myra, is in the movie The Shining, when Jack Nicholson
Kinda like
thinks
that.
he's
That's what my
kissing
dad
a
says.
pretty lady, and then it's really like a disgusting, decrepit corpse when he pulls back from her.
He said that he felt like her nails. He still feel like her nails on his stomach, and
Hey, at least he didn't get eaten.
my dad tells me that story every time for Halloween.
Every time for Halloween, I like
have to
it.
tell my daughters that story, but yeah.
Wow, the Siwanawa.
And he has the Llorona too,
Oh, he met the Llorona too.
What's that?
And is the
Same
Llorona
kind of
supposed to be
thing.
not a horse-faced lady with nails? Is Llorona something else?
She drowned her kids, so God punished her, and didn't let her, rest in peace because of what she did. So
Llorona.
Is there a United States version of this? Because
I don't know. It's like
every
a folklore,
country has
like you
one
say,
from
folklore.
Central America up.
I guess, there's a lot of. I always tell, I always hear different types of stories of this. I always tell my mom, what is the real one? Because, I hear in Mexico, Guatemala, Salvador, everybody, and I used to, when we used to travel over there, I used to always be so scared of the Llorona. I was like, oh my God, what if that comes out? I don't know.
But what is the lesson of this?
Is Llorona a word to describe that, or is that an actual name? And somebody named that?
So, La Llorona means Llorona means a cry baby, you're such a cry baby, Llorona,
okay.
So it's a crying lady, yeah.
So why do they tell these stories? Is the lesson don't get drunk and try and hook up with somebody?
Yeah, pretty much, because the Siwanawa goes a lot after drunk men. So,
yeah.
And
sorry,
I'm trying to think of the name, but my dad, he says there's a black dog that guides drunks to their house. He helps them get to their house. But
How
I
would
don't
you
remember
follow
the
a
name of the
dog to a
right now.
house?
I would.
Well,
Yeah, if it was
you're drunk and the
loose.
dog is guiding you to your house, and then what happens, Myra?
And no, he guides you to get home. He helps you get home.
Oh, to
safe.
your house.
He's a good dog.
Oh, it's a good dog. I thought he then guides you to the Siwanawa.
I don't remember the name of the dog right
Do you have
now,
Bigfoot in your country?
Oh,
in your home?
Sasquatch.
La
Yeah.
Perrona.
Perrona.
Oh, that might be bad. Oh, that might be something else.
That's a bad word?
That's a bad word. Urban's laughing
is a
really
good
hard.
beer.
Said a bad word.
Yes, Myra, in where'd you say you're from? In Central America?
Guatemala.
Guatemala. Is there a equivalent to Bigfoot there also? Here the chase for Bigfoot is on.
No, I've never heard.
How about aliens? It seems like it's only in America and the United States where they get probed and
I
stuff.
haven't heard. I honestly, oh man, my well, not aliens, but I know. Oh man, if I could tell you, my brother. Well, I'm from Houston, but my brother lived there for 15 years. He has a lot of paranormal stories where he lived with my grandma in that house.
Interesting.
But not aliens. Not aliens.
More like ghosts and
Ghosts
stuff.
and things.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think ghosts are everywhere universal.
Honestly, sadly, my family, part of my family, they deal with a lot of witchcraft and that stuff.
So that kind of stuff gets
I don't, but
conjured up.
and let me just tell you,
Wait a minute,
this
your
is
family?
another, believe it or not, with my grandma. Before the day that she passed away, she got it was New Year's Eve. She woke up and she was sick. She had she had a flu or something. She had a cold. She had fever, and she woke up and my uncle was there. And he's like, "What are you doing up so early?" It was like 6 a.m. And he was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to die today."
Oh.
He's like, "I'm going to die today. I can see the shadows over there. I'm going to die." And he's like, No. He's like, "You have a lot of fever. You're sick. Like, you're hallucinating, you're fever. Like, go to sleep." And at 8 a.m., she passed away.
Wow.
Like, she passed away
She knew it
that
was
day.
coming.
I really felt bad.
She called it.
And Eric, that story you just said that's not true. There are alien sightings everywhere. There's a series on Netflix
I never
right
hear it.
now.
I always hear United States stuff.
Right now on Netflix, it's in my top 10. There was a whole entire school in 2011 that saw an alien ship
I saw
land.
That. What school, though? Well, you're just saying...
I can't. I don't want to say the word wrong. It's in.
It was not in America.
No, it was in Japan. But the series on Netflix,
Well,
it's
Japan,
called
they were like light years
Encounters.
ahead with technology, so that could have been...
Light years, see? You're
That
even
could,
talking
be the,
alien.
that could be the home where the aliens live.
But the spaceships that are usually spotted around nuclear power plants. If you watch this series, because they're worried that we're going to do something stupid.
I never saw one. I grew up near a power plant. I never saw one ever.
You're near a nuclear facility?
Yeah, ComEd. Look it up.
Yeah,
So
he
was
Marcel's
I.
3
Mile
Mars,
Island.
Yeah, Marcel's, Illinois. ComEd.
Eric always talks about mixing chemicals when he was 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm mixing chemicals? And
you're
drinking well
living
water,
near
and
that.
5 miles away, I could see ComEd.
Woo, that's not good.
Might explain a
I'm
few
going to
things.
look up ComEd now and see what
It's
that is.
nuclear, not nuclear.
Nuclear?
Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Nuclear. All right, well, y'all go to the listener line, 713-278-VENT, whether it's La Siwanawa or Llorona,
La Llorona.
or whatever it is, the
Potona.
Not that word that
folklore,
Kevin said.
the believe it or not, either you believe it or you don't. That's what it is. 713-278-VENT.
Poor space.
Coming up next, we got Celebrity Scoop. And Jack Nicholson, I just mentioned him at The Shining. He hasn't worked in a really long time, but guess what? He never had to anyway because he has over $100 million from something he never had to work for.
Wow.
Huh.
We'll give you details next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
Get ready. This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
KRB.
Hey, I want to remind you guys that today at 1 o'clock, Audrey Rose has a huge concert announcement
I
coming.
missed this one.
Big.
We're not allowed to tell you what it is.
Sucks. I
No
want to tell you
clues.
so bad.
She's going to tell you what it is.
Can we do a riddle?
1 o'clock.
Nope.
No, we can't do anything. We cannot do anything.
You can. It's Friday. You want to go in a meeting? Go ahead.
No,
Okay.
not really.
So, when it comes to actors who are super famous for roles that they played and then their personal lives, there are certain things we know. Leonardo DiCaprio is forever Jack Dawson for a lot of people. Leonardo DiCaprio loves the earth. If you follow him on Instagram, it's the most boring account you've got because all he does
It's not boring
is
if you're
post-
into that.
No, he never posts himself. He just posts mission statements.
Eco-friendly facts.
He posts visions of things that once were and now they're not because the climate
I
change.
feel like he's boring. Like, I know he's got the...
He can't be
But
that
what do I
boring.
know about
stuff.
him?
He's like 48 and he dates like 20-year-olds.
What I know about him is that he's all about climate change, and that's what he posts. He also does love the Lakers. He likes to go to Laker games.
Well, that's why I don't like him.
The most famous Laker fan is Jack Nicholson,
Oh, for
actor
sure.
Jack Nicholson, who has won 2 Academy Awards, but he hasn't done, like, if you're a 22-year-old, you're probably thinking, well, what was he in the last 10 years that I'd know him for? I don't have that answer for you.
He hasn't. He
The
stopped
last one he did
acting.
was the last one with Morgan Freeman, like Bucket List or something.
Oh, let me.
But that was
Or
a
they thought
long
they were-
time ago.
or they
That
thought
was
they were
not even the last
dying.
10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But Jack Nicholson famously played the first Joker in the first Batman movie in 1989 when Michael Keaton was Batman. Tim Burton was the director. And Jack Nicholson at the time was the biggest name you could get. The fact that Jack Nicholson signed on to be the Joker was such a huge win for the movie company, for Tim Burton. They're like, yes,
but
this
this is the
movie is
time-
going to get some steam now.
It's not like Avengers now where and
Yeah.
there's DC and Aquaman, all that stuff. There's no really
Yeah.
Right. This is the
successful
first time they're
comic
going to do like a comic book movie.
Like Dick Tracy
That
was out. That
huge.
failed.
Oh, Dick Tracy was terrible.
So-
Okay, so Jack Nicholson's final film was in 2010. It's called How Do You Know?
See what I'm saying? Like, it's
He's
been
not done
10
a
years, he
movie.
hasn't even done something.
Or
But
more than that, 14
he's Jack
years.
Nicholson. Now, Jack Nicholson has made $100 million for nothing because when he knew they wanted him so bad for Batman, the things that he negotiated. First, he negotiated that all of his filming will take place in 3 weeks because he does not want to miss any of Laker season. He will be at the games on the court side.
Famous for that one.
So that was a thing, but then it did bleed into over 100 days of filming. And when they bled over the 100 days mark and they couldn't get all his scenes in there because he had only 3 weeks, he was okay with that because the other part of his contract was that he is going to get a piece his asking price was $10 million. And in 1989, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
He went for $6 million and he pulled a Tom Hanks.
Back
I'm
end.
going to get merchandising of all the future things that come from Batman.
Whoa.
Future.
All the future things that come from Batman.
Not just that movie.
Not just that movie.
All Batman?
So Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, Batman Returned. He's not in it.
Whoa.
He's made $100 million for that. And they say if you look at Batman 1989, Jack Nicholson's name is first, and he's
It
the
is.
Joker. It's not Michael Keaton's name in the
This
credits.
is really kind of nobody.
Because Jack Nicholson, that's how much. So when you know you wield the power, you got to make sure you have either the right negotiator or agent, or you're smart enough to really
I wonder
wield
if
the
they,
power.
I wonder if they bought him out of that percentage.
Yeah.
Because
That's
imagine
gonna
he'll
eat
just
them
keep making
alive.
money
Like,
and
here,
money and money and money.
we'll give you a 60 million more.
Just
if
to
we
cut
have
off
it
the
back.
contract.
Because think of all the different Batman franchises there have been, and there's yet another one that they're getting ready to launch.
Yeah.
They got
And-
the Rob Pattinson one, but now they're getting ready to do another Batman franchise as part of the DCU.
And I referenced Tom Hanks for Forrest Gump because it was the same thing. Forrest Gump's budget was so nothing. And the production house kept trying to cut all these scenes and cut and
George
cut
Lucas
and
is
cut.
the most famous.
Yeah,
And he
because he
said-
wanted the merchandising.
And he said, "No, I'll just pay for it myself, or I'll take a cut and I'll just do all the so he gets all the Bubba Gump.
Kids even play with toys
cash.
anymore. I feel like they just want little apps.
No,
It's
and
true.
and
Watch
when
their
George
stuff.
Lucas sold Star Wars for $4 billion to Disney. I mean, even though it's $4 billion, didn't we all know it was going to make more than $4 billion because Disney
we
Machine
heard that,
got
we're like,
it?
Are you nuts? Why would you spend that much? We didn't. I think it wasn't
$4
it $6
billion?
billion?
But I knew I thought it was $4 billion.
I think it's 4 or
It was
5
4.
billion.
But they made
I
that
knew
back
when
in
they
a
were going
year.
to turn it into a theme park. I knew they'd get their money back because they're going to they turned it into a hotel, a theme park, and all that.
Think of all the shows they have.
Yeah, but they didn't do that at the
Mandalorian,
time. They didn't think that
Andor.
they'd put that stuff in there because they didn't think they had that much room.
billion. And they've made what, like $7 billion from it now? I guess
Like 20.
crazy.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Rodeo Houston kicks off February 27th, and they're bringing back a lot of classic foods. They call like the light bites. There's going to be around 90 vendors at the rodeo this year. New vendors will include Big Fat Bacon, Mia Bella's, Waffle Chicks, and yes, Trill Burger is coming back. So they're going to have a whole slew of
Big fat
amazing food.
I like bacon, but I don't like
Chicken fried
fat.
bacon.
Big Fat Bacon.
I like this.
Do you know that
regular-
company?
No, but I just like thin bacon. I like a little crunchy
You don't
too.
like thick cut
Oh,
bacon?
you don't like the fatty
I
part?
like pork belly. That's
That's way thick.
Yeah, I like that one.
No, I
But it's
like
so rich.
thick cut bacon
You can't
is
eat a
good.
whole lot of it.
No, that's true. I mean, you are what you eat, right? So it's turning to be a whole piece of fat.
CJ Stroud was named the Associated Press Offensive Rookie of the Year for 2023. And the Texans finally had their first player in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Andre Johnson elected in his third year of eligibility.
And Will Anderson got top defensive rookie honors as well. So we have
pretty
three big, actually 4 big, because D'Amico Ryans almost got Coach of the Year. He lost by 1 first place vote.
And he's won all the awards for like other that's AP Press, right? The NFL one.
Yes.
So all the other awards for people and all these other picked D'Amico as the Coach of the Year.
Do y'all
Still,
know what
you
a
want that
puka
award.
is, by the way? A puka? You know what a puka
Like a
is?
puka shell? Like a
Yeah, the
necklace?
necklace.
A puka is an imaginary friend. Like in the film Harvey, he's a puka, a 6-foot rabbit.
Oh, I never heard of that
But there's an NFL player named Puka. He's an LA Ram, and he got.
So
let's
fast he
see.
disappears.
He actually got beat out by C.J. Stroud for Rookie of the Year. Puka Nakua, I think is how you say his
did
last name.
not know
I know
that.
that's Nakua.
I learned something today.
Nacua. Puka.
Don't forget
I
the
learned this from a
entire KRBE crew, Galveston tomorrow. The Mardi Gras parade. We'll all be out there. 2:30.
You might
Parade
see
is going
some
on.
people out there tonight.
Yeah, let's go, baby. We're going to Galveston. We're getting drunk.
Be a
Okay.
weekend.
A lot of KRBE crew invading Galveston.
I'm getting my beer. I'm a beer girl lately. I
Yeah.
am definitely
Welcome
drinking
to the
beer.
dark side, Rula.
That's Sam's
Yeah.
choice. Sam's choice.
But I'm not fancy. I'm not fancy beer at all. If it's crafty, I can't do it. I just
I
gotta get
know
a
what you're drinking.
regular
If I'm drinking
old
beer
metal
at this point in my
bottle.
life, it's going to be something tasty
What's
crap.
my famous line? My favorite beer is bourbon.
All right, coming up next, Special K's got the Friday free for all. Let's get ready for Mardi Gras, Special K.
Wants to party?
Also going to get ready for Super Bowl. I got a mashup of Usher coming up, plus Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Pitbull, and Dua Lipa.
Ooh, all the halftime
Wonderful.
players.
Love it.
Fun. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.